On Senator Tuberville's blockade, before the end of the year, the Senate must put a stop to a grave abuse carried out by the senior senator from Alabama, the brazen, months and months long blockade of over 350 military nominees. The blockade of hundreds of military nominees to push the hard right view on abortion, something that the majority of Americans do not support. Let's look at what happened in the referenda results over the last 2 years. It is something never seen before in the Senate. It has cost our military preparedness dearly. It has thrown the lives of hundreds of families into limbo. Members on both sides of the aisle are reaching a boiling point with Senator Tuberville. And before the year is out, we're going to act to bring his blockade to an end. In the coming weeks, I will bring a resolution to the floor approved by the Rules Committee, allowing the Senate to quickly confirm the hundreds of military leaders that Senator Tuberville has obstructed. I thank Chairman Klobuchar and Senator Reid and everyone else who has championed this measure. And I hope my Republican colleagues who care about military preparedness end up supporting this resolution, or at least getting Senator Tuberville to back down. No matter what, we have an obligation to act, because Senator Tuberville's military holds are an anomaly in the history of the Senate. If every senator did what Senator Tuberville has done, and held up military confirmations because of this or that partisan issue, no matter how deeply felt, it would grind the Senate to a halt. It would be a catastrophe for our military. We dare not go further down that road. We've gone too far already. To all of my colleagues who don't want to see the military forever ensnared in partisan fights, I urge them to support this resolution, or else implore Senator Tuberville to stand down. On the hostages, last week, an agreement was reached for a pause of hostilities in the Gaza Strip to allow for the release of 50 Israeli hostages held by Hamas. This pause also allowed for the delivery of humanitarian aid for innocent civilians in Gaza. And just a few hours ago, it was reported that all sides have agreed to extend this pause for 2 more days to allow additional hostages to be released. I am so relieved that some of the hostages are coming home after enduring weeks of utter horror. I've met with many of their families. I've heard the pain they've been in. We've cried together in both Israel, in New York, and in Washington. And while much healing is ahead, I'm relieved